Copyright disclaimer. This content does not belong to Bible Chronicles or claim this intellectual property. The content provided today has and always will belong to the content owner. Bible Chronicles does not have any affiliation with the owner of this property. As mentioned, Bible Chronicles did not intend to make use of any material for the purpose of harvesting gain. However, Title 17 of United States copyright law states material and use can only be done when it's for theological or general educational purposes, and thus Bible Chronicles believes that this principal material falls under fair use, which honors protection under Section 107 of the same U.S. copyright law.
Isaiah chapter 58 and verse 1. Cry aloud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and show my people their transgressions, and the house of Jacob their sins.
Killing Chicanos is what they want. Blacks and Chicanos killing each other is what they want. That's how they run this place. Once we get together, they don't run shit. Got a lot to learn about being Chicano.
Yeah, Alcatraz, midget loco. Yeah. They never seen this coming, man. What up, Loom? What up, Warrior? 500 years of captivity. What else? Now they try to tell us how we supposed to be, how we supposed to act, how we supposed to rap. How I'm brown but my flow too black. Come on, y'all kidding me, right? Nike Air Flights fitted cock back fresh. Representando Mexicanos on the mat. No estoy jugando, got bars like a battle on smack. But hold on, I'ma bring it right back. My people indigenous. I'm not sure if you getting this. By the time I'm done, you gon' be feeling this. I come from the people they call Meshiacha. I've been to the motherland, Chichen Itza. Seen the Mayan ruins, intellectual architects. Been in the cenote, seen ancient artifacts. Really? Cali is Mexico, those are the facts. They raped women, gave elders heart attacks. It was a battle, our people were outgunned. Took life and cattle, we were outdone. However, 2 wars proudly we take to the grave. Those we call our Independence Day. It's time to stand up, educate our people. Stay on the ground, let them know that we equal. We see your plan, but your plan is see-through. You can't stop my people. Mexicano, I'm brown and proud. Mexicano, I'm brown and proud. Mexicano, I'm brown and proud. Mexicano, I'm holding it down.
Yeah. Story with Mexicas, Mexicano. Gave birth to the word that we know as Chicanos. Aztec warrior, man, it's all in my blood. From the Tenochtitlan, that's the heart of the love. Now Mexico City, that's a modern day name. Don't let the books confuse you to be a modern day slave. Gotta get your facts right and study the culture. Don't be like Cortez, he came like a vulture. Came to just steal and take away the land. He seen what we got and he was like, damn, who would've guessed it had to be a white man. Damn again, now we got stolen lands. They say go back to where the fuck you from. Man, this is my land, that's what you stole from us. I'm not Hispanic or Latino, I'm a Mexican. Man, fuck La Milicia, you can have that bitch.
It's time to stand up, educate our people. Stay on the ground, let them know that we equal. We see your plan, but your plan is see-through. You can't stop my people. Mexicano, I'm brown and proud. Mexicano, I'm brown and proud. Mexicano, I'm brown and proud. Mexicano, I'm holding it down, yeah.
El autor viene a decirnos con mucha firmeza y gran convencimiento lo mismo que nos decía en el siglo XVIII el barón de Holbach, ¿no? Un filósofo francés de origen alemán. Si nos remontamos al comienzo, entonces hallaremos que la ignorancia y el temor crearon a los dioses. La fantasía, el entusiasmo o el engaño los adornaron o desfiguraron. La debilidad les rinde culto, la credulidad los conserva, la costumbre los respeta y la tiranía los apoya para que la ceguera de los hombres sirva a sus propios intereses.
Dun, dun, dun. All right, family. Give me a second. Let me move this out of the way. Boom. Close you up. Stop the screening. Let me share this up real quick. Boom. Let's go. All right. Okay. All right. What's up, bro? ¿Qué huele? Shalom, carnal. Hold on a second.
¡Viva México, cabrones! Gotcha, bitch.
All right. So listen, I had thought about taking a break, and after obviously some praying and a couple brothers giving me some pointers on certain things, I thought, you know what, that's a good idea. It's a good idea. And then I had already this, I guess you could say, note taking of mine ready for some time, and I just didn't get to it because I was always doing all these other things. So today I'm going to touch on it. Hey, shalom, bro. ¿Cómo estás? And listen, I quite a brother told me about there's some live going on right now. You know, oh, it's Sakari with Marvelous. You should hang and ask him those questions and da. But I had already talked to somebody about doing this class. So, you know, I look at it like this, family. I gave you 2 years of like straight hardcore showing you who your enemy was and gave you forensic analysis, historical books, scripture, pictures, things that I don't believe anybody has ever brought to the attention. So, you know, now that I've done that, now let's touch on the spiritual side of things. And I don't mean it like Christianity crap, okay? Don't get me wrong. I'm not going that route or anything. What I mean is simply, it's time to dissect these people. Why? What's going on, man? You know what I mean? We like to put names on things, right? I like to put titles on people. We're going to go over a lot of things today, okay? Lots of things. And I'm going to show you all particular examples of situations and that we are here in this time. So let me rephrase this. Why did I say that earlier? Because if you're here to hear some kind of anger, debate, and that, you know what, man? We're not going to have that excuse me. We're not going to have that here no more. I'm done with that. Because you know why? 2 years ago, because this 7 days, this channel will be 2 years old. 2 years ago, I went into the whole realm and it was still going on. And then 2 years later, it's still the same or getting worse. That is no growth. Absolutely no growth. And you guys are staying in a little cubicle, man. And I understand why. Because the Spirit expressed it. That's why. Because you guys are afraid. So you rather hear debates and arguments and all that, and that's going to catch your attention. So I'm going to give you something that I've seen and see if it resonates with y'all. And then maybe, just maybe, you will start discerning people as to not what they teach, but why do they teach it? What is behind them? The so-called psyche. That is the name of the class. The wicked psychology. You guys don't even realize that psychology is actually in the book. So let's begin. It says 1 Timothy. We're going to use different books, okay? So just know that. 1 Timothy chapter 4, verse 1. It says, now the Spirit the Spirit speaketh expressly, that in the latter times, some depart from the faith, giving heed to seducing spirits, doctrines of devils. Seducing spirits and doctrines of devils. So I'm going to take you deep into some words and seeing what the hell we're talking about here. In case nobody's ever showed you guys, let's hear this word real quick.
Strong's G 4151 Pneuma.
Pneuma. So when people tell you, you got the Spirit, you got the Spirit, they don't even know what they're talking about. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So let's dissect this. Okay? Let's hear it again.
Strong's G 4151 Pneuma.
Okay, so we have that. Now that means spirit. Holy Ghost. Spirit of God. Spirit of the Lord. My spirit. We're going to touch on some of these things, but we're not going to use this translation to touch on those, okay? I'm looking at something real quick. If the third person of a true and God, the Holy Spirit, co-equal, co-eternal with the Father and the Son, which some people call it the Trinity. Never referred to as a dispersonalized force, yada, yada, yada. Let's continue. Breath of nostrils of mouth. Remember that? Genesis, right? Okay. Now here is the curiosity where it started to kick in for me. We're going to look at soul. We already hear a lot of spirituality. Oh, you got to be spiritual. Oh, those Christians are so spiritual. No, BHI said, man, if you got the Spirit, you got the Spirit. You bringing out the scriptures, Oh, but they don't know what the Spirit word means. So let's go to this word right here. Compare G5590. Now check this out. Now it says this.
Strong's G 5590
Psyche. But when you read this, it's read like psyche in a sense. Change that to QU. Because when you look at this, you're talking about now the soul, the breath of life, right? But in reality, what are you trying to tell me here? When you say that this word in its rootness of it means psyche, it doesn't pronounce it that way, but it's the root word of psychology. The psychology. You see, when you understand atheists and all that scientific stuff, that's what they call it. Okay? And I'm going to show you what it means when they say psychology. They don't believe that there's a you and a spirit within you. No, they believe you are the essence of it itself. So in a sense, you make the decisions. It's your pattern of choice. It has nothing to do but you being led by some good and evil force. It's your psychology. So when somebody says to this effect, now let's read it again. Maybe, just maybe, it'll start making sense. Okay, so it says now, let me close this up. It says, now the Spirit speaketh expressly. When people talk to you, you have to understand their psychology, the spirit, the spiritual psychology. How are they trying to communicate with you? What exactly is their intent? And you want to know something? Out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaketh. And that also means how they act and where they're coming from. Because no matter how many scriptures they say, because you know what? They'll tell me, oh, when I show you all these other books, they're going to be, oh, you're going out. You're folly, this and that. You got a spirit. Really? Okay, sounds good. But then you got people that say, I read the whole entire book. And they don't know crap. But yet, guess what? Satan read the entire book too. So what about that? Don't be fools. Now the Spirit speak it's expressly. It's kind of difficult for me to say. That in the latter time, some shall depart from the faith, giving heed to seducing spirits. It's not spirit. It's spirits, because the word spirit is ruach. This is not spirits. This is psychology. Giving heed to seducing psychologies and doctrines of devils, which then affect your spirit. It gets your mind first, and then it attacks your spirit. But see, if you don't know that, if you just think, oh, it's just spirit, I don't know what spirit means. Well, guess what? It has a lot to do with your mind. So what do these people, or what are they doing to destroy you? Okay. Now, I'm going to show you something real quick. They're using your mind, right? They're using your mind. That's where they attack you. That's where sin began. That's exactly what Wisdom of Solomon 14 said. It started with religion, but what did they put with that religion? What is the concept of? Religion means a group. And then remember the propaganda concept, the conscious development of the conscious, something about that it's important for them to psychologically change you first so then your spirit can follow. I'll give an example. When you have anxiety, what is that reason? Why are you anxious? Why you wake up sometimes in the morning, you're like, man, I don't know why, bro. See, you don't know what you're dealing with because you got a lot of psychology within you that you don't realize it's messing with your spirit, which is why Wisdom of Solomon 9, 13, and 14 says the mind and the spirit fight all the time. But one is a little more powerful than the other if you don't prepare yourself. Now, let me show you this real quick. And this is because, again, if it resonates with you, then you may understand. And if not, you're going to go and check out some other channels and, hey, go debate, man. Go enjoy yourselves. Go feel that flesh because that's what the spirit is about now. I want to feel the flesh now, man. I want to be angry. I want to be right. You selfless, like, what do you call it? You guys are idolaters of yourselves, man. But let's go back to the point. And that he would show thee the secrets of wisdom, that they are double to that which is. Know therefore that God exacted of thee less than thine iniquity deserve it. Oof, pretty tough to accept. But how are we talking? What are we talking? What are you talking about, man? Like you see, like double or they are double to that which is, meaning that there's a double meaning sometimes to certain scriptures, or you can get double or triple meaning out of it. So I'll give you an example of one. Okay. Revelation chapter 4, verse 1. After this, I looked and behold a door. A door. You ever thought about that? Maybe when you open the Bible and you open that book and all that information is also a door. It says, behold, a door was open in heaven. Isn't the kingdom of God that dwelleth in you? Didn't he say that you would put in those words in part? And I'm sure I'm talking this way because I'm trying to get to a point. And the first voice which I heard was as it were of the trumpets talking with me, which said, come up hither, and I will show thee things which must be hereafter. So what does this mean? I'm going to skip a little bit. A door was open in heaven. And the first voice which I heard was as if it were trumpets talking with me, which said, come up hither, and I will show thee the things which must be thereafter. Isn't that what Ezra's happened? Ezra, come here. Right? So now, this door, I consider it a book, for this, so to speak, which is why I said Job 11 and 6. But those secrets, that means only you can know. No, not at all. One of the basic examples or steps on how I think, at least my understanding, based on what I'm getting in my experience, is what happened to me in this process. The one thing that I was working very hard at getting rid of was this. 1 Peter 2 and 1, wherefore laying aside all malice and all guile and all hypocrisy and envies, and all evil speaking. So when I first came to, I guess you could say this understanding, I just didn't want to sin no more, man. I didn't want them wicked ass thoughts in me. I just wanted to change. I wanted to stop messing up. And then something occurred. Isaiah 28 and 9, whom shall he teach knowledge? And whom shall he make to understand doctrine? Who was he going to give that to? 1 Peter 2 and 1. Wherefore those, let me see, read it again. Let me repeat it. Let me read it again correctly. This is for those, okay? 1 Peter 2 and 1. Wherefore, laying aside all malice, all of you, all guile, every single one of y'all have it, including myself, and hypocrisies, we all have it, and envies, and all evil speaking. As newborn babes, desire the sincere milk of the word, that ye may grow thereby. Which is why when I read Isaiah 28 now, and I see this Isaiah 28:9, it says, whom shall he teach to understand doctrine? And whom shall he teach to knowledge? God, slow down, bro. Whom shall he teach knowledge? And whom shall he make to understand doctrine? them that are weaned from the milk and drawn from the breast. So here it started telling me, before I can even grow from the milk is going to help me get rid of all of this here, because it's correction. That's what the milk is about, correction. Some of y'all didn't understand when I was trying to explain, but I'll say it, correction. 1 Peter 2:2, as newborn babe, desire the sincere milk of the word, that ye may grow thereby. So the beginning steps was baby steps. I didn't ask for this. And I've thought so many times of stopping. I didn't, you know what I'm saying? Like I've told brothers before, man. And then I read a couple things, and a brother posted something that, man, it just hit, bro. He posted I think like a picture of, like, you know, like when it's calling you, it just doesn't stop. Meant to be for that. So let me read this. Isaiah 8:11. For the Lord spake thus to me with a strong hand, and instructed me that I should not walk in the way of these people, saying, say ye not. Let me read that again. I read it wrong. Okay, let me read it. For the Lord spake thus to me with a strong hand, and instructed me that I should not walk in the way of these people, saying, say ye not a confederacy. Tell all them to whom this people say a confederacy. Neither fear ye their fear. Listen, neither fear ye their fear, nor be afraid. A confederacy is like a group of people making you believe something, which is, remember what I said? So psychology first attacks your mind, and then it gets your spirit. Neither fear ye their fear, nor be afraid. Then it says, sanctify the Lord of hosts himself, and let him be your fear, and let him be your bread. That's why, scripturally speaking, it says what? Don't be your respecter of people. Fear him. Show thyself approved unto God, not man. Sanctify the Lord of hosts himself, and let him be your fear, and let him be your dread. Because guess what? When people started telling me stuff about certain things, and I'm like, man, you know, he's got a point. Hey, this translation is up. Hey, you know what? He's got a point. And then I started getting deeper into certain things, right? Outside of the so-called Old Testament, Apocrypha, and New Testament. And I was telling bros at times, like, this will definitely trick you. If your spirit is not solid, you are going to waver. You're going to be like, damn, this. I don't know. I don't remember now. I don't want to read that. This is what Christians do all the time, and this is what BHI. I'm telling you, BHI is doing is you hear the regurgitating crap all the time, and then you find holes in their whatever they call doctrine or devils, and you realize no wonder you got holes. This is the same group of people that told us in 2000 the world was going to end. All of a sudden, we're supposed to forget that? Didn't they tell us Christianity brought us this situation? And don't forget that, but hey, forget about that. So neither fear ye their fear, nor be afraid. Sanctify the Lord of hosts himself, and let him be your fear, and let him be your dread. And so, I'm sorry, verse, should I read it? Yes. And he shall be for a sanctuary, but for a stone of stumbling, and for a rock of offense to both the house of Israel, and for the jinn, and for a snare to the inhabitants of Jerusalem. So see, when you fear the Lord and you listen to these people that are telling you, hey, no, don't read that. You out the spirit, Doc. Why? Nah, what do you mean? Why are you believing that, man? You out the spirit. No, you got to stay right here, within our books, right here. And because you believe them, psychologically speaking, then your spirit got afraid and you believe them. Which is why a lot of you guys are in these classes, in these camps, wanting to step outside, but you're afraid. You know damn well I'm not wrong. Because they put the fear of spirits in you. Not the spirit, not the one you're looking for, not the spirit, but spirits. Spirits. Why is it important to know the difference? It says here, don't be afraid. Let me go back to Isaiah 2. Isaiah 8 and 12. I want to prove something real quick. Isaiah 8 and 12. Let me go back. Say ye, let me see. Hold on a second. Maybe I don't have it no more. What the hell? Thought I had it right here. I had it in my nose, Holmes. All right, here we go. Give me a second. Okay, I'll make it quick. Right away. What? Okay, hold on. Hold on a second. I don't know why. I might have taken down the wrong verse and thought it was the same. You know, it happens to us viejitos, bro. Oh, come on, man. Don't do that to me now. Hold on. Okay. All right. So maybe I don't have it no more. And that's okay. It's okay. I don't have to go back to it. But I can tell now that maybe there is something. Matter of fact, I was looking for this book and I thought I totally lost it. Like, man, they must not want this. Yeah, this is a trip. King James. This is King James, right? This is King James. See, the little heaven armies. He's the one you are regarded as holy. Let him be the name. Fear. Oh, I think it's the translation, maybe. That's probably what it is. My bad, family. It's just a translation. I copied the translation. So I'll just read it to you, right? It says, the Lord of the heavens armies. He's the one you are to regard as holy. Let him be the one whom you fear. And let him be the one before whom you stand in terror. So it is our duty, it is our job to understand exactly what he wants from us. And you got to go sometimes deeper than you think you may need to. But unfortunately, a lot of people, because they don't study, because they're afraid, and because they'd rather be told, or because they're not really sincere, is it really about this our so-called heritage? Because, I mean, let's put it this way. We don't have the original Hebrew, and the original Hebrew is not Paleo-Hebrew, nor is it Aramaic Hebrew, definitely not Greek. So we have to consider real facts that this book or books can have some missing information, or what some people call corruption, transliteration. So when we're dealing with corruption or transliteration or missing information, shouldn't we be sure for ourselves what we're following? Let me say what's up to everybody. Hey, what's up, Experto? What's up, bro? Hey, Julio, what's up, man? Hey, VTC, kill it. What's up, bro? So again, this is where you have to start drawing the line. If you're unsure where you're at right now, that's a problem. Because remember, the scripture said, man, cold or warm, you got to be right and sure. But also, since you're trying to understand, let's say you're behind, or even if you're ahead and you're still not sure, but now you have to understand that the people that you're dealing with, you're looking at them, yes, Canaanites, Edomites, Ishmaelites, all that stuff. Yeah, all of that. Yeah, of course. Generations and groups all do act that way. But at the end of the day, why are they teaching what they teach? So the people that may think that you're your gente, guess what? Why are they teaching you? And you don't pay attention? Because the truth is that everything is blurry right now, family. Everything is going to be blurry. When you start digging deep into this stuff, you realize that, man, even the Bible tells us, but yet some of us don't know what historically was going on at that time. For example, Nehemiah and Ezra, right? They were trying to restore at that time in the, after King Cyrus, right? Even after him, they were trying to restore the appointed times, the feast of the laws, according to how it was written, right? But remember, did they have the original Hebrew, or were they using the Paleo? And we know that by this time in Nehemiah time, right? We know that they were already mixing with other nations. Well, they were doing it before, but even Nehemiah argued about it. He hated that, right? So then again, it goes back to the facts, man. And I'm not trying here to convince you guys to believe anything. I'm only going to show you what I have seen and why I'm showing these scriptures to lead you into like, hey, you're dealing with spirits, which is also discern my own. Whatever I show you, hey, man, study it for yourselves. Don't believe it. 1 Corinthians 13 and 9. Don't believe it just because I say it. 1 Corinthians 13 and 9. For we know in part, and we prophesy in part. But when that which is perfect is come, then that which is part shall be done away. Which is when I was a child, like when I walked into church, or when I watched into a BHI, camp. When I was a child, I spake as a child. I didn't know any better. I was a fool, just like you. I understood as a child, and I knew very little. Yeah, I kind of was a church guy, not altar boy for like a couple years because my mom forced me to. She's very so-called religious. Spiritual. I understood as a child. I thought as a child, which is why a lot of you men are thinking like children. 2 years ago, you're doing the same thing that 2 years we show up are doing the same thing still. You haven't grown. Nothing new have y'all people brought to the table. Nothing spiritual and nothing really worthy, significant enough. But what I keep hearing is, we got to come together, Rock.
Wait a minute. Who are you?
Again, the spirit or spirits. Which one are you looking to at least pick from and learn from a little? And then, or what? I don't know. You determine the levels, because what I'm going to show you wasn't always on my own findings. It wasn't like just me. No, it was brothers that, hey man, what about this? What about that? Hey, you're bringing that up, but what about this? And they weren't arguing with me. They were just saying, I'm reading these things. How can I bring that about? And some of these brothers that I talked to, at least one, we were able to precept the whole different books, precept upon precept, and it wasn't off. But again, if we tell you those things, you're going to say, nah, you guys are just... Well, by the way, let me tell you, you want to know why people don't listen to this channel? It ain't because they don't like me, family, because, my voice or whatever. No, it's because I'm Mexican. They believe Mexicans are not smart, not so-called spiritual, and we're stupid and dumb. And as soon as you walk into this Christians' rooms, they make you feel the same way. Not as bad, but when you go into BHI, they sure as hell do. That's beautiful, bro. Let me get that one real quick. Here, let me get it real quick. 1 Corinthians 3 and 1, right? I'm going to read it and you guys see it there. 1 Corinthians 3, 1, it says, And I, brethren, could not speak unto you as unto spiritual, but as unto carnal, even as unto babes in Christ. Babes. Like a child. See, I had to talk to you guys like children. I had to bring you about with me to get rid of the childishness within you. The stubbornness, the guile, the envy, the evil speaking, because we saw it. We see it to this day. Hey, people that look like you and I. So if they did that to me, imagine what they'll do to you. Got to make that clear.
Bruh.
Be mindful. So I say, I have fed you with milk, not with meat. For hitherto you were not able to bear it. Neither yet now are ye able. Why is that? For ye are yet carnal. For whereas there is among you envying and strife and divisions, and ye are not carnal and walk as men. It's a perfect follow-up, man, because it goes like this. 1 Peter 2 and 1, wherefore laying aside all malice and all guile and all hypocrisies and envies and evil speaking. So we clearly can see that people are not, they're still babes, family, and they're still talking like children. What you want me to tell you? And I'm not here for that. I'm here to grow, man. I just want to get out of here. I don't even know what that means. I don't even know where to go to get out of here. All I know is this. So how can I say I want to get out of here? Where to? I can't imagine the kingdom of the Most High, bro. That's stupid talk. Me aguanto, güey. I'm like, bro, but this is the way it is. 1 Corinthians 13 and 9, for we know in part and we prophesy in part. So for you brothers that are out there, you know in part, man, and you're a little afraid, stop fearing that. That's what it says, examine yourself. If you are in the faith, know ye not yourselves? So that's why we're going to start showing you where are these people coming from, what they're teaching you. And yes, even Satan knows the Bible thoroughly and can make you believe what you actually feel. Ooh, it'll tickle your stomach very nice. But when that which is perfect has come, then that which is in part shall be done away, because there's a method to this madness. It is not about how much you know. It's not about how much you know. It's about how much you don't know. Those are the facts. When I was a child, I spake as a child. I understood as a child. And I thought as a child. So when these other books were coming to me like, whoa, I felt like a kid again. But as time went on, spirits kept strengthening me. Because what did the brother just bring out? I started working on those things. Yes, I still deal with them on certain levels, but not like before. Because I became a man. But when I became a man, I put away childish things. For now we see through a glass darkly as a man or as men and women, not as children. Oh my God, I'm offended by it. I don't want to see that. No, that doesn't relate to my doctrine, to my narrative. What kind of spirit do you got then, bro? But then face to face, now in part. Then shall I know even also as I am. I am. Hey, Vic, VTC, you say that. That's why it's important. So I'll touch on some things, okay? I'll give you an example. I said spirits before. So now let me give you an example of spirit. Here, hold on. Let me use Blue Letter Bible. Okay, Blue Letter Bible. Isaiah 11. Oh, sorry. Okay, so it's Isaiah 11 and 2. Let's break this down. Let me read it real quick. And the spirit of the Lord shall rest upon him, the spirit of wisdom and understanding, the spirit of counsel and might, and the spirit of knowledge and the fear of the Lord. Because that should be it. This is not Hebrew. This is not Paleo Hebrew. This is not even Aramaic Hebrew, square script. This is straight up, Yiddish, whatever they call that thing. Masoretic text. We're going to start seeing some of these things. And why do they call them those things? So again, what you're reading also has spirit or spirits. So what does spirit mean in this definition? Or what is the definition of this spirit? The spirit, not spirit.
Strong's H7307. Ruach.
Ruach, right? Ruach. You see?
Strong's H7306. Ruach.
All right, so let's go back. So we see here wind, breath, mind, spirit, breath, wind. This is exactly what spirit means. But remember, when we're talking about spirits, it's a different concept. So we're surrounded by spirits. You're dealing with spirits. Now you need to start looking at things like this. Teachings and doctrines and all that, white, black, yellow, gold. Yeah, it's all going to come. Yes, they're all part of that game. But now you got to protect your spirit because psychologically speaking, I think we've proven who they are. So now let's find out what their doctrine's truly about. What are you really teaching, Ak? What are you really trying to say? Now I'm going to put y'all to the test. Because, we can go to color scriptures and do all this and that. Yeah. But you want to know something? Even if we prove you wrong, or even if I prove you wrong, because it ain't we no more. I ain't got no weeds around me. Maybe a few. Yeah, I got a few. But they ain't one of more weeds, bro. Shit. The times that I did want to debate, man, nobody invited me to that stuff. I didn't even get invited today, by the way. But I had this class in mind. And quite frankly, I don't care about that no more, bro. I'm going to go deep on these brothers, man, or so-called brothers. Yeah, I got deep on them historically and pointed you guys some out. Now I'm going to get deeper on the spiritual part. You wanted to see something else? I'm going to show you something else. I've been touching on this for quite some time, but on my private time. So I'm going to show you guys some stuff now. Thank you, brothers, for providing those books to me, man. I'm sorry. 1 Sam chapter 18, verse 10. So now we're talking about this spirit here. And it came to pass on the morrow that the evil spirit from God came upon Saul, and he prophesied in the midst of the house. And David displayed his hand, and David played with his hands as at other times, and they were a javelin in Saul's hands. He's kind of like, moving the knife around. You know what I'm saying? Trying to spin it around, right? And Saul cast the javelin, for he said, I will smite David, even to the wall with it. And David avoided out of his presence twice. So see that? So what's going on here? What's going on here? Right? I'm going to show you something. Because when you read this and you understand what's going on here. So this is Saul feeling some way about somebody, right? About David, correct? Okay. Well, I'm going to show you this real quick. Let me see if it's this one. Is it 19:9 or Hold on. Give me a second. I'm not messing this up. At all. I should have took a picture of it, but maybe I didn't. First Samuel. Okay, hold on. Oh, that's why. What am I doing, bro? I'm just a little way. I was way off, man. First Samuel 19 and 9. Check this out. And the evil spirit from the Lord. You understand that? And the evil spirit from the Lord was upon Saul. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on a second. So there was an evil spirit from the Most High in Saul. So David looked at Saul, but maybe David understood there was a spirit in him, right? Hey, remember the Messiah told Peter, he was trying to stop some like, no, you're not going to die. No. Hey, man, you got Satan in you. As he sat in his house with his javelin in his hand, and David played with his hands. So here, there's this spirit. The Most High sent this evil spirit on Saul. You see this? An evil spirit on Saul. So let me take you a little bit back to something. Okay? A little back, a little forward. Check this out. So we see that Saul was angry at David, but then now we're like seeing that, okay, this spirit was in David. I mean, Saul. It was in Saul, not David, okay? 1 Kings 22. Watch what it says here. And the Lord said unto him, no, let me go back. I'll say 1 Kings 22 and 20. And it said, and the Lord said, who shall persuade Ahab? Who shall persuade Ahab? So let me give you a real quick synopsis of what's going on. Most High standing there, and he brings about the spirits. Then he says, and the Lord said, who shall persuade Ahab? Remember, in Job 2 and 2, he called the spirits, including Satan. Hey, what are you doing, man? Oh, to and fro, effing around, destroying your people. That he may go up and fall at Ramoth Gilead. And one said in this manner, and another said on that matter. So they were like, okay, so what you got planned? What are you going to do? And he says, and there came forth a spirit and stood before the Lord and said, I will persuade him. And the Lord said unto him, wherewith? And he said, I will go forth, and I will be a lion's spirit in his mouth of all his prophets. And he said, thou shalt persuade him and prevail also. Go forth and do so. So now we can see that this spirit got into, well, not this one specifically, but this is the way things are working, family. This is the way things are working. And if you're not looking at people this way, you're going to get caught up in some situation. I'm telling you, I learned it already. Can you imagine? They say that about me. What would they say that about you? 2 Chronicles 18 and 21. And he said, I will go out and be a lion spirit in the mouth of all his prophets. And the Lord said, thou shalt entice him. Remember 1 James 1:14, how lust, and I'll show you. I'm going to give you guys a little bit of like how this is all connecting, okay? So it says here, 1 James 1:14. So when you understand what you're dealing with, then those are spirits, okay? That's why I said one time, thoughts are spirits, but somebody didn't believe me. It's okay. James 1:14. But every man is tempted when he is drawn away of his own lust and enticed. Then when lust has conceived, it bringeth forth sin. And sin, when it's finished, it bringeth forth death. Why? Because that spirit is like, nah, man, go ahead, do it, bro. Go ahead, do it, bro. Do it. And you're tempted. Now you're like, yeah, you're probably right. Man, just a little bit, man. Maybe just halfway. And now, guess what? Once you actually committed to it, it's gone. Then it's gone. Let me read it from the top. 2 Chronicles 18:20. Then there came out a spirit and stood before the Lord and said, I will entice him. And the Lord said unto him, wherewith? And he said, I will go out and be a lion spirit in the mouth of all his prophets. And the Lord said, thou shalt entice him, and thou shalt also prevail. Go out and do even so. And now, therefore, behold, the Lord had put a lying spirit in the mouth of all these prophets, thy prophets, and the Lord had spoken evil against thee. Well, we know why. I mean, we know why. But this is why I'm telling you. So we know now that even Satan, which I'll show you, because it's clear. So don't believe everybody that tells you, they're great teachers. Act like they teaching, they teaching. No, you ain't teaching shit. Shut up. Sorry. Well, that's not a bad word so far. 2 Corinthians 13, and where's it at? I'm looking for 1 Corinthians. Give me a second. Hold on a second. I'll do it real quick. There it goes, right here. 2 Corinthians 11 and 14. And no marvel. I'm sorry, no, 13. For such are false prophets, deceitful workers, transforming themselves into the apostles of Christ. Oh, Yahushai, Meshiacha, the Yahushai. We want to follow Yahushai, but they're in strip joints, strip clubs, having multiple chicks. Like, come on, man. Abusing children. Like actual generals from certain camps are child abusers that supposedly repented. Move.
Wait a minute. Who are you?
And no marvel, for Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light. So he knows the Bible thoroughly, more than you and me. Therefore, it is no great thing if his ministers also be transformed as ministers of righteousness, whose end shall be according to their works, according to their ways, according to their action, according to their own, what can I say it? I would say according to their own envy. Because it's not about anybody else but themselves. It's not about anybody else but themselves, man. Let me go back to it real quick. I'm not going to leave you behind, bro. Let me read that. 1 Samuel 8, 16, 14. Let me not forget, okay? 1 Samuel 16, 14. Then it reads right here. It says here, but the Spirit of the Lord departed from Saul, and an evil spirit from the Lord troubled him. So as you know, that you can't, you either serve the Most High or you serve Satan, bro. It's the way it is. That's why it says you can't serve two masters, bro. You can't serve two masters. It's very clear and very expressive that you cannot serve two masters, which is extremely important now to understand how it works on your mind and your spirit. Like, for example, if you're dealing with lusting, right? Let's say you're like me. I don't want to say it now, but when I was whenever I was like a heavy drinker, right? I wasn't shooting people or robbing and stealing. It was me drinking. Not when I got married and all, but when I was younger, it was me drinking and, females. I already expressed this with my wife. That was my issue in that time because I really did. It was drinking, women, and fighting. That was it. Partying. So me particularly, that was never not easy for him. Never not difficult. But yet, let's say I join one of these camps and they're like, oh, it's cool to go to a strip joint, bro. It's cool to go to club, man. It's all good, bro. It's good to get their numbers, man. Hey, you could deal with prostitutes. For real? And I've always been dealing with that lustful spirit. Again, but every man is tempted when he is drawn away from his own lust and enticed. So, for example, if I'm a drinker, these guys are drinking all the time, but they say it's okay. And they're enticing you for it, right? So again, you got to reflect on who and what spirit is in them. Because the Most High said he's going to put a lying spirit on these people. And how do you determine that? How do we even know? Well, first of all, we got to kind of look back a little bit. You got to do your history on some people, man, and be okay to say, look, man, I'm tired of this shit because, excuse me, but you guys are confusing me and I just don't get it no more. But that doesn't mean leave and run away and go away from the Most High. No, that's the problem with some of y'all, most of you guys, that you do walk away and you never realize that it wasn't that. You were being misled the entire time. But because you didn't discern your own self, you didn't examine yourself, you didn't get rid of guile and hypocrisy and envy or evil speaking, when you were challenged, then you fail, which goes to the 4 seeds, my dear Jesus. You guys are not easily going to get it. It's right in our face, man. Now, the Spirit express it expressly that in the latter times, some shall depart from the faith, giving heed to seducing spirits, those that are going to be lying to you and me, and doctrines of devils. Psalms 119, 78. Let me get it real quick here. Psalms 119. Maybe I'll get something out of it if I read further. Psalms 119, 78. Thank you, bro. Appreciate it. Let's see. Hold on. 178, right? It says here, let the proud be ashamed, for they dealt purposely with me without a cause. but I will meditate in thy precepts. Here, let me translate this a little bit. Let me see. May the proud be ashamed for falsely accusing me. Ooh. As for me, I will meditate on the instructions. Thank you, bro. I like that, man. Yeah, because the facts are facts, man. I don't think I've ever tried to teach a narrative. All I did was I showed you guys what I saw. I showed the books. I showed the examples. I pointed the finger at who they were. And some of y'all, because I pointed the finger at them, because they're them, then they hate it. Well, guess what? Then you're no different than what we've been through. Because we already know, okay, we know Christianity. We know what came from it. I've given you histories on Sumarraga, who they came, the bishops, how he was the one that implemented the Virgin Mary. He was the one that took away all our books. He was the one that actually not authorized, not for the Bible to be printed. He was the one that authorized for us to learn Ave Maria, Padre Nuestro, los 10 Mandamientos, what is Rosario, so all those major ones that every Latino, Hispanic knows of, man. If you know Spanish, you know them for a fact. So we know those doctrines, but then all of a sudden, BHI comes about. And some of you love it because you are enticed by your lust. Because a lot of you like lusting. They're giving you carnal food, and they're covering it up by saying, repent. I mean, then they say, well, it's already written, so you know what I'm saying? Just be you. But what? Y'all are Christians or not? Are you Christians or not? But I'm going to show you why they talk this way. Remember where they learned this from. Never forget, I showed you guys this book by Bishop Matthews, right? Where Sakari, ISUPK, IUIC, and GMS, and all these camps are all from. They can deny all they want. But guess what? When you look at them, you realize, what a bunch of hypocrites. What a bunch of hypocrites. Because this is where this BHI doctrine came from. We're going to dissect this one, and we're going to look some other ones too. It's not the only one. But it relates a little bit. I showed you this book, Black Israelite by Crowledge. So I'm not going to read thoroughly. I've seen it, but I've showed it to you guys before. But I want to point out some of these things. You see, this guy here, Pentecostal churches and its secret knowledge drawn from Freemasonry, Jewish Kabbalah, and African American conjuring. So it's talking about that the BHI's beginnings were of Freemasonry and Jewish Kabbalah and African American conjuring, meaning African stuff that you guys did over there. Now, we know what the star is like. I mean, you guys can ignore it all you want, man. You can ignore it all you want, but I'm going to show you what the star is really meaning and the relationship to the star. It's borrowed from popular esoteric sources, would have included Freemasonry, spiritualism, spirits, black nationalism, it's about being black and woolly, and African American versions of Orientalism. Very interesting. So, but that's not my point. We're seeing though that there's a history to this people, to this so-called Matthews that was teaching these people, because all of you who are so-called BHIs, you all come from this, and don't deny it. You do. So now, if you say Christians are devils because they worship whatever, this and that, or they change the laws, okay, sounds good then. Well, guess who changed your stuff? You come from Kabbalist science and the hidden theology of Black Judaism. Where does this come from? It comes from here. Now, I've showed you guys other books, which is like the lost myth, the tribe, or the lost tribes of myth, and he actually talks about this. The commandment keepers, that's where they came from. One member of the commandment keepers. ISUPK knows this. IUIC knows this. GMS knows this. All the leaders of them camp leaders, they all came from this. Tell me I'm wrong. You're not. You will never tell me I'm wrong. Because you can't. The 6th and 7th book of Moses? Are you serious? Why is that? Because it says here, Moses became identified with Hermes Trismegistus, the emerald tablets. Wait a minute. Hold on a second here. So now I'm going to read this to you. Matthew's personal papers in Scumdom Library in New York included 2 amulets, of geometric design and Hebrew words borrowed in part from the 6th and 7th book of Moses. Okay, now. Is that in our book, so-called Bible? Old, New, and Old, Apocrypha, and New? No, it's not. And did they ever share this with y'all? No, they didn't. These amulets offer an unparalleled view into the hidden transcript in the private settings where Rabbi Matthews performed the more secret, transformative rituals at the hidden heart of Black Israelism. Let me read that for you to. Let me read that again, so people can hear it in the back. I like what that guy said that a long time ago, so people can hear it in the back. It says, these amulets offer an unparalleled view into the hidden transcript and the private settings where Rabbi Matthew performed the most secret, transformative rituals at the hidden heart of Black Israelism. So everything that you hear about Black Israelites comes from this. This is their root, okay? The square amulet in Matthew's personal paper was modified from the second temple of the Spirit of Fire, found on page 16 of the 16th and 7th book of Moses. What makes the derivation of Matthew's diagram from the de Laurence diagram indisputable is the fact that the de Laurence has produced a calligraphic error in the Hebrew that Matthews has repeated. The word at the bottom, hakalak, meaning the power, has been miswritten. An errant vertical cross closes the gap. Look at that. What is that? Some kind of squared Hebrew diagram? What are you worshiping? In the middle letter, making it. I don't really want to get into it. I don't want to take too much time on this. Excuse me. It says here, let's see what else. There it goes. Look, it says here, the diagram consists of several Hebrew sentences printed over Magen David, literally a shield of David, or a 6-pointed star, which is common Kabbalist referent, man. So go watch that channel over there, bro. Go watch them. Enjoy yourselves. Enjoy that beautiful so-called wicked star. Enjoy it, man, because you're being led by spirits. And this is why it hasn't changed. These are the same people, just to tell you, because Christians will tell you, hey, being gay is cool. And, not the Republican ones, but, you go to church and they tell you, being gay is cool. It's okay. You can accept them, right? What's any different with that? Or, for example, you got these people in the streets now walking around with guns at camps. Yes, they have guns at camps, and they're telling them, well, we carry them in case somebody wants to get shot. But, I mean, I don't know, man. Maybe yo soy un lelo, you know what I mean? Maybe I don't know enough, I don't know. Maybe I like to keep things simple. But if I recall correctly, I remember something in Luke saying something like this. Okay, I'm just saying. Luke 9, and it says here, and he said unto them, take nothing for your journey. Neither staves, meaning sticks or a stick, nor script, meaning nothing planned to, I'm going to teach them this way. No. Neither bread, neither money, neither have 2 coats apiece. And whatsoever house ye enter into, there abide, and there then depart. And whosoever will not receive you, when ye go out of the city, shake off the dust from your very feet for a testimony against them. No. But you know what? Sakari now, it's okay to carry guns. I don't know what other camp is doing it, but that's the psychology. That's the spirits. But again, why are they acting that way? Because this is the root of them. This is the root of them. So the understanding that supposedly Nate, the dirty snake, has, or General Johanna has, or whatever you camp owner has, your GMS, or whatever dumbass camp that you guys are listening to, that said that the end of the world within 2000, this is their root. Right here. This is their root. Jehovah? Oh, I'm going to show you what that means, bro. I'm going to show you what that means. Amulets, incantations. God is even possible that through the ritual use of these amulets and incantations, Matthew believed himself able to unify the triune parts of the Pentecostal Godhead. God is the Father, he is the Son, and they meet via the medium of the eighth fire, the Holy Spirit. The Kabbalist diagrams that Matthew based his parts on the publications of De Laurence seems to have provided ritual blueprints for the embodiment of divine power in the manner consist with reputedly Jewish. Didn't what's his name, the Sakari group? Didn't they say that they read the Talmud? You got time to study that, bro? It's very clear. So where are your sources? So your spirituality, where you guys come from, Black Israelism was lived through secret spiritualist and Kabbalist rituals that taught openly through Masonic affiliates and Sunday schools. On a larger scale, the rise of mystical African American esoteric religions at a height of 1920. So here's one example. That's why it says test the spirit. That's why it says test the spirit. Now I'm going to bring you some attention to some facts here, because I think it's very clear that, like I said before, we know in part, we understand in part. This is from a book that I have. A book that I have. No, hold on. Is it 115? The 1963 or 73. I can't remember the year. The Zondervan Pictorial Dictionary Bible, and it's a lot more thorough than the dictionary Bible that you guys buy at the store, the little one. This is a lot more thorough. But let's think about this for a second. Look at this. Okay, this is pretty amazing, and I'm bringing it to your attention because it has a lot to do with spirits, people. Why are they translating the word of the Most High so freely, and then telling you, "Oh, if you don't understand this, then you don't got the spirit, Doc. So you're going to hell." Is that what it is? The word Bible is from Biblia or Biblion, the diminutive of Biblos, book, from Biblios papyrus. In ancient times, papyrus was used in making the paper from which books were manufactured. Okay? So we get a little idea here. The word Biblion and Biblia are used in the Old Testament, or I believe this is Septuagint, and the Apocrypha for the scriptures. Dan 9:2, Maccabees 1:56, 3:48, 12:9. But about the 5th century, listen to this. The Greek church fathers applied the term Biblia to the whole Christian scripture. Later, the word phased out in Western church, and although it's really a plural neuter noun, it comes to be used as Latin as a feminine singular. Thus, the books became the common concept, the book. So you see how it's just one word can make a difference of the entire meaning, which is why when you read Sirach, let me go you back real quick. When you read Sirach here, you actually read the interlude, right? The prologue, of the wisdom of Jesus, the son of Sirach. He says here real quick, wherefore let me entreat you to read it with favor and attention, and to pardon us, wherein we may seem to come short of some words which have labored to interpret. For the same thing uttered in Hebrew, not Paleo-Hebrew, not an Aramaic script, definitely not that damn Yiddish. It says it, where we may seem to come short of some words, we have labored to interpret. For at the same thing uttered in Hebrew, the original, and translated into another tongue, have not the same force in them, nor understanding. Which is why the scriptures say precept upon precept. Which is why the scriptures say he will lead his people. Some of y'all believe it, some of you don't. Where we seem to come short of some words. For the same things uttered in Hebrew and translated in another tongue have not the same force in them. And not only these things, but the law itself and the prophets and the rest of the books. Damn. For have no small difference when they are often spoken in their own language. For in the 8th and 13th year, for in the 8th and 13th year coming into Egypt, I don't want to read that because it's taking too long. It's not the point. But you see how we're coming about? Clearly tells you, listen, man, you got to go deep. Because who are you studying for? Like, for real, man, who are you studying for? Matter of fact, let's get that. Okay, cool. Sound good. 2 Timothy 2:15, it says here, study to show thyself approved unto God. A workman that needeth not to be ashamed, meaning not afraid, rightly dividing the word of the truth. But shun profane and vain babbling, for they will increase unto more ungodliness, which is why I'm leaving that away, man. You guys are profane and you're just babbling now, vain babbling. You have not brought us nothing new since I've been around out here now for 2 years, right? Me and my channel. Prior to that, I was stuck in a room with a bunch of dummies too. And yet, I don't know, man. I'm learning more from other brothers than these fools. It's sad. It's a sad case, man. You guys are in a sad surrounding right now. That's why it's important to show thyself approved unto the Most High, not unto these men. Rightly dividing the word of truth, meaning you got to do the work. You got to put the study. You can't just sit back here and get entertainment from people. Oh, I just want to hear people debate and argue. Yeah, well, guess what? You're going to stay here and there, keep debating and arguing in freaking hell. So as you can see, this translation, man, this translation is pretty heavy. We went through several ones. The Greek, and then we have different books. You have the Septuagint, then the Masoretic, and now we have it in Greek too, Latin, Spanish, English, with their own versions, with their own translations. And you know what's worse? And we start looking at the people that actually were touching this book. It's pretty nuts, man. Seriously, it's very crazy to be quite frank with you. I'm gonna touch on that right now. Don't forget, it's all good. It's all good. We have a person like William Tyndale, the next great figure, around 1492. He made some changes to the book or books. So because what? Do you think because they know more than you, you're cool with that? See, he's printed a lot of different translations. New Testament. He found printer for this New Testament. Blah, 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 blah. Look, this is what we're dealing with. Translations. Old and New Testament appeared very early in translations. The Old Testament was translated into Greek between 2050, 115, which is the Septuagint. And another translation in Greek appeared soon after, beginning the Christian era. Parts, at least, of the Old Testament were rendered in Syriac as early as the 1st century, which is basically square script Hebrew. Not the original, not even Paleo Hebrew, not actually the actual Hebrew. I'll give you an example, okay? In case you guys don't know, the actual Hebrew is this one. This is the real Hebrew, right here. The original. This is not Paleo. This is original Hebrew, right here. And I'm going to show you the difference as well. Okay, because you need to know these things. Because if you don't, then that's going to be a problem. Hold on. Where do I left off? Oh, that's right. Yeah. Telegram. Okay. So we have Wycliffe, Tyndale, translations, Bible English versions, not one. Michael Corvardale, 1535. Lots of changes. King James, English Revised Version, King James, the Great Bible, Thomas Matthews, the Genevan Bible, the Reims and Dual Version, the Bishop, whatever, Elizabeth. I mean, you name it. Whatever tickles your giggle, go with that. And that's some sad stuff, family. Revised Standard Version, English Version. And people, I'm telling you right now, what I've realized is just that, man. People are afraid. And if you don't understand that there's a psychological attack behind all this, then I don't know what to help you with. Like, watch this real quick. The spirit, ruach, right? Pneuma, the wind. I'm going to show you this real quick. We're going to start getting to another little section. Hold on. Let me see. Is it this one? All right. Let me show you this real quick. Hold on. Where is it, bro? Come on. I thought you had it. Oh, you had it. Okay. It's not here. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's it. Here it goes. So I wanted to show you this. I looked this word up. It was right next to it. I'm gonna share with you what this is. Sulfureth. It's spelled different, so I guess it's not. My bad. It's not the same page. It's a different page. Sorcery. It says here, magos. Right? One who claimed to have supernatural power or knowledge. He often used magic, potions, and was considered to be in the league with evil forces. The practice of sorcery was widespread in ancient times. Exodus 7:11, and was regarded as evil practice for Israel. The practice of the occult arts was prevalent in the New Testament days. Simon of Samaria used sorcery, but was converted under Philip. Paul and Barnabas found a sorcerer in Paphos. But it's been going on since back in the day, right? Sorcery, enchantments. Why? Why the need? Well, I mean, if you guys remember, who was dealing with sorcery? So now let me start showing you some things here, okay? So I can at least try to put it together. So, brother had given me this some time ago, okay? I want you guys to pay attention. Maybe I'll see it later. This right here. In this particular material, it's talking about the Samaritan Pentateuch. Okay? It's quite interesting. The only Paleo-Hebrew Bible on earth. Okay? It's quite interesting. In this book, you get an idea of how translations were changing and working. So the transmissions of the Old Testament from 1446 BC to 550 AD. So here it says the Ten Commandments hieroglyphic view, right? Hieroglyphic view. Then it says here the Mosaic, Ten Commandments, Book of the Law, hieroglyphic Hebrew in Sinai. The Neolithic Samuel translation, Paleo-Hebrew, later on. Then in 1623, Joshua finds the lost Paleo-Torah. The Samaritans have the Pentateuch as well, copy of Joshua's Paleo-Hebrew. But in 458 BC, Ezra's translation to Aramaic Hebrew begun in 458 BC. Aramaic Hebrew, which is called today square script Hebrew, moves Joshua's altar from, and then that's when they're starting to argue about the differences, right? But again, what did I read in Sirach? Because it doesn't have the original translation, they're doing it in part. Because they had the Paleo-Hebrew, but that wasn't enough. Then after that, we get the Septuagint, the Greek translation, the birth of the synagogue, as we know it, and then Aramaic Hebrew, square script. So we see it's moving right along. But as more translations you get, the less understanding, the less clear it becomes. I'll say it like that. Then in 160 AD, you got the Masoretic translation, and then Masoretic or Masoretic translation. Then we see the Septuagint, Vaticanus, more translation, and then so on and so forth. Then King James now. King James, Doc. So the reason I'm bringing the example is because when I'm looking at these things, these guys are also talking about Dead Sea Scrolls. They're talking about a bunch of different things, right? That some of you guys, like some Old Testament keepers, they go and say, oh, the Dead Sea Scrolls are legitimate. I don't know why you guys believe in the Messiah. F him. The New Testament. But yet, he's in there too. I just don't understand this, man. You are very selective in your things. Every one of you. So now I have to question your spirit. I have to understand now what's going on. Wisdom of Solomon 5:7. We wearied ourselves in the way of wickedness and destruction. Yea, we have gone through deserts where they lay no way. But as for me, the way of the Lord, we have not known it. Exactly, man, for quite some time. Everybody's being misled by spirits, and everybody's being too afraid to study. And the moment you think, oh my God, I don't know, then you go resort back to your fear once again. And that fear has a lot to do with your lack of repentance, in case you don't know it. I don't want to get too much into this, but you see here that the translations are pretty legitimate. The Masoretic Hebrew. Because in King James Old Testament, just give you some examples, translated from Masoretic Hebrew text, meaning the definition, the translation. In King James, right? I'll show you this right here. Proverbs 21:12. The righteous man wisely considereth the house of the wicked, but God overthroweth the wicked for their wickedness. Proverbs 21:12. A righteous man understands the heart of the ungodly and despises the ungodly for their wickedness. Okay. A little more clear to understand. Proverbs 21:15. It is joy to the judgment, but destruction shall be to the worker of iniquity. It is, on this one, it is joy of the righteous to do judgment, but a holy man is abominable with evil doers. I guess they forgot the last part. Then look at this example. The wicked shall be a ransom for the righteous, and the transgressor for the triumph. And a transgressor is the abomination of a righteous. Damn. Pretty simple things. So now let's give you an example here. Why is this? Oh, well, it's because we understood it now. No, dummies. Check this out. Proverbs 24:15. Lay not wait, O wicked man, against the dwellings of the righteous. Spoil not his resting place. Now, in this translation, translated from the original Hebrew, supposedly, but actually Paleo, I believe, right? It says here, bring not an ungodly man into the dwelling of the righteous. Neither be deceived by the feeding of his belly. So this is a lot more clear. This one's like, lay not wait, O wicked man, against the dwellings of the righteous. But he's telling you here, bring not an ungodly man into the dwelling of the righteous. Now it says here, what does this verse mean in the Masoretic text? Compare the Septuagint verse with John 2:1, 2 John 2:10. It says here, if there come any unto you and bring not this doctrine, receive him not into your house, neither bid him Godspeed. You see this now. So in King James, it doesn't translate it. It doesn't precept with the New Testament, but it does technically precept, so-called New Testament of King James with the Septuagint. So let me repeat that again. So the King James Old Testament compared to the King James New Testament does not precept 2 John 1:10 the same way the Septuagint, which is translated from an older Hebrew, does precept with 2 John 1:10, which is King James. So they're like, okay, well, that's weird. So it says here, Proverbs 24:31, it says, the Masoretic text does not explain why this field is barren. The Septuagint explains that the reason is because he was not cared or helped by anyone. So let's read it. I went by the field of a slothful. I like this scripture. I went by the field of a slothful and by the vineyard of a man void of understanding. And lo, it was all grown over with thorns, and nettles had covered the face thereof, and the stone wall thereof was broken down. So then I looked upon it, I understood, So what these people like to do, which is why you have to understand what kind of spirit is moving them. A lot of camps tell you this. Well, if you don't understand it, it's because you don't have the spiritual understanding. Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right. But if I would have read it in the Septuagint, a foolish man is like a farm, and a senseless man is like a vineyard. If you let them alone, they will altogether remain barren and covered with weeds, and he becomes destitute, and his stone walls are broken down. So if I read it, I'm like, well, that means like if you don't really pay attention to your stuff, like it's gonna be pulling apart, right? Well, exactly, Ak. You got the spirit, Ak. But when they read Proverbs 24 and 30 and 31, oh, I don't know. No, you're not ready. You see how they use knowledge righteously or unrighteously? Is it really to teach you to grow, to give you sincere information and knowledge for you to change? Or is it to make sure that they're the head and you're the tail? Proverbs 27:21, as the fining pot for silver. As the fining pot for silver and the furnace for gold, so is a man to his praise. But then Proverbs 27 and 21 says, fire is the trial for silver and gold, and a man is tried by the mouth of them that praise him. The heart of the transgressor seeks after mischief, but an upright heart seeks knowledge, which relates to, for example, no, not this one, relates to, which one of the brothers had? Hold on. Which one do you have? I think somebody put it, man. Okay, maybe I was thinking something else. What is the connection in the Masoretic verse? It is very unclear. Whereas the Septuagint is very revealing. So I'm not saying, oh, read the Septuagint. No, I'm not saying that. Because I read this, and I read this, and I read this, and I read this, and I go here, and I go there, and I go here, and then I go here, right? And then I go here, and then I go, let me see what this means, right? And then I go here. I'm just showing you what I do. And then I go here.
Strong's H3318.
That's not the point, right? And then I go read and see what it means. And if a word doesn't make sense, then I go actually in dictionary Bible to understand the word for myself. Because I wasn't born with a silver spoon. I never had the highest grades. I was not very educated. So the work has to be done. I'm showing you this so you can see, like, what there's so much out there that could easily confound you. And if you are not focused on what's really important, I've showed you examples of what really matters. It's not about knowledge. It's not about you knowing more than others. It's about how much more does it need for you to change within yourself, to let go of these old ways, to really, really be an example, not just to your family, but to the nations. Because a lot of you guys I don't think a lot of you guys think that way. Y'all hate these other nations, yet the scripture said, man, you're the example. You're the light. But you sure as hell don't show it. You don't show the light. Not one bit. Showing the Dead Sea Scrolls right here. Emmanuel. The young woman has conceived, bearing the son, blah, blah, blah. And you see this in here too. The reference of, take counsel together, but it will be brought nothing, speak a word, but it will not stand for Emmanuel. For the Lord spoke to me with great power, instructed me not to walk in the ways of these people, saying, right? Let's see if it's this one. No, that's it. I wanted to show you these particular things because you have to understand. You have to know what this all means. Second Ezra, chapter 40. Is it this one? Yeah, chapter 14. Here it goes. Oh, I had it already. Oh, perfect. It says here, in 40 days they wrote 244 books. And it came to pass when the 40 days were filled that the high spake, saying, the first that thou hast written, publish openly, that the worthy and unworthy may read it. But keep the 70 last, that thou mayest deliver them only to such as be wise among the people. For in them is the spirit of understanding, the fountain of wisdom, and the stream of knowledge. And so did I. Now, we're not here to tell you, oh, yeah, he's talking about me. No, man, I'm telling you, how am I even like Trini? Because I have people telling me, and I know, you know, brothers, I told you, man, I walk like with like kind of like a horse with visors, bro. I hear you, but I'm not trying to swerve. So as I'm watching this information come, I check the book first. It does kind of does confirm it. So then I have to reflect on it and say, okay, so what's really going on? Because I'm not afraid anymore. And nor am I trying to learn or teach for the benefit of making, like, I don't know, man, so you guys can like me more. No. I don't even know why I do it. And I knew I do. I kind of do, I think. I didn't ask for this. So I'm going to give you an example. Who is meant to see these things? Because not everybody's included. What I love the most is when you start putting these books together and you kind of see some of these words taking place in its own way. And then you kind of say, you know what? They might not be wrong, man. They might not be wrong, because when I started dissecting the new moon, I had to go to some of these other books. And it was a lot more clear than a lot of what these camps or individuals were telling you or are telling you. Because they're only regurgitating stuff, or I hate to admit it, they're watching this channel and telling you they hate me. Enoch 103, chapter 103, verse 7. Now will I point out a mystery. Many sinners shall turn and transgress against the word of uprightness. They shall speak evil things. They shall utter falsehood. The end of the world is in 2000. Jesus is black. No, he's white. No, he's Mexican. Execute great undertakings. So let me read that again. They shall speak evil things. They shall utter falsehood. Execute great undertakings and compose books in their own words. But when they shall write all my words correctly in their own language, they shall neither change or diminish them, but shall write them all correctly, all which from the first I have uttered concerning them. Then it says, another mystery also I point out, to the righteous and to the wise shall be given books of joy, books of joy, books of integrity, and of great wisdom. To them shall books be given, in which they shall believe, and in which and in which they shall rejoice, and all the righteous shall be rewarded, who from these shall acquire the knowledge of every upright path, because you have to watch the way that you're walking, right? Thank you, bro. Look, for example, these guys have a military style boot camp. How they walking? They ain't walking in the spirit, family. They carry guns, man. They want to beat people up, bro. They're in what do you call it? They have multiple wives. They go to clubs. Like they you know what I'm saying? Come on, bro. Let's be real now. Let's be real. Churches are doing it. BHI is doing it. These so-called Hispanics, they're doing it too. This is hate everywhere. All moving in the spirit of what? A carnal spirit, bro. A carnal spirit. I've come to that conclusion. Check this out, man. This was kind of funny that I read this in that very same book. Well, this one is kind of interesting, to be frank with you. And I'm going to bring some of these things out because they do connect. They do connect. And let's see. Baruch, second Baruch, because this was one that was apparently excluded. I'll give you another one. Second Baruch, chapter 59, 3 through 11. Hold on, where are you? It says, but also the heaven will be shaken from its place at that time. That is, the heavens which are under the throne of the Most High, the Mighty One, were severely shaken when he took Moses with him. For he showed him many warnings together. This is when he took Moses up to the mountain and he showed him the scriptures. We're going to see clearly what he showed him. And he showed him many warnings together with the ways of the Torah and the end of time, all also to you, and there further, also the likeness of Zion, with his measurements, which was to be made after the likeness of the present sanctuaries. But he also showed him, at that time, the measure of fire, the depths of the abyss, the weight of the winds, and the number of drops of the rain. Okay? The suppression of the wrath, the abundance of long suffering, the truth of judgment, the root of wisdom, the richness of understanding, the fountain of knowledge, the height of the air, the greatness of kingdom paradise, and the end of the periods, the beginning and the beginning of the beginning of the day of judgment, the number of offerings, the world which had not come yet, the mouth of hell, the standing place of vengeance, the place of faith, the region of hope, that's what caught my attention, the picture of the coming punishment, the multitude of the Malachim, which cannot be counted, the power of the flame, the splendor of the lightning, the voice of the thunder, the order of the chief Malachim, the treasures of light, the changes of time, and the inquiring of the Torah. He showed him everything when he was up there. Now, we know that, here, I'll show you it. Second Ezra, watch this. If it happened to him, I remember reading it here. So let's go to it. Second Ezra, chapter 14, verse 1. And it came to pass upon the third day, I sat under an oak, and behold, there came a voice out of a bush over against me, and said, Ezra, Ezra. And I said, Here I am, Lord. And I stood up, and I stood upon my feet. Then said he unto me, In the bush I did manifestly reveal myself unto Moses, and talk with him when my people served in Egypt. And I sent him and led my people out of Egypt, and brought him up to the mount of where I held him by me a long season. You see? So through this time, he was telling him and told him many wondrous things, and showed him the secrets of time and the end, and commanded him, saying, These words thou shalt declare, and these thou shalt hide. Did you see that? Showed him the secrets of times and the end, and the commanded him, saying, These words shalt thou declare, and these shall thou hide. You see? We just saw this. Didn't we read this in Baruch? Which is why I'm telling you, family, we're not making this stuff up. Now, in case you don't know this, matter of fact, let me show you one more. I wrote this down too. This Second Baruch, chapter 61 and 2. Let's see what it says here real quick. The fit black waters which I've seen poured down, those are the works which I guess you could say it. Yeah. It's regarding the wickedness and mysteries. That's why I took it. Yeah, let me read it. So we can see here, because obviously the Amorites are related to who? Yeah, not that dumb lady. No. We're talking about Ham's children. And the fifth black waters, which you have seen poured down, those are the works which the Amorites have done, and the invocations of their incantations, which they wrought, in the wickedness of their mysteries, in the mingling of their pollutions. But even Israel was polluted with sin in these days of judgment, of the judges, although they said many signs which are from him who created them. So we're seeing this. I'm going to show you this. This is why we're talking about. In this case, I believe, at least me, the black waters. What gets watered? Trees get watered. Those are the works of the Amorites. They include invocations or incantations, right? Mysteries, amulets, charms, designs, right? It's very simple, family. I mean, it kind of goes to show. Here, I'm gonna start closing some of these so I can. Let's see. I don't need this no more. It goes to show something heavy, man. Goes to show something heavy. Check this out. First Kings, chapter 8. 18, sorry. In verse 26. It's very simple. And they took the bullock which was given them and dressed it and called it on the name of Baal from morning, evening until noon, saying, "O Baal, hear us." That there was no voice, no any that answered. No, hold on. I'm not looking for this verse. I was looking for another one. What's it said? She choose what? Hold on. Choose Baal. Hold on. Give me a second, okay? Okay, upon the altar, to keep it pass, sleep it, and that's that, give it pass. Hold on, be quick. Okay, good Lord, this shall be trench and altar with great measure, blah, blah, blah. Waters on down and fill the trench, the water can pass on servants, and then the Lord hear me people. Hold on, let me see if I can just find it real quick, man. I should have just done that. Hold on. What a dummy. First Kings. Let's see. Man, it sucks when I lose it. They said the purpose, choose your bullock when says, and you're going to go there. Here, let me just try to go in the back, okay? I'll go here. It says here, man, I don't want to really spend too much time on this here. Choose your bullock. Many call. Well, in this chapter, just to kind of tell you what I was trying to prove, it was basically saying, hey, choose God or choose Baal. It's pretty much what it's saying. You have a choice. You can either continue in your folly or wake the hell up. And here's what I'm saying by this. These translations are for examples, okay? It's not to teach some foolish doctrine. Don't be misled, because it's all, why are you doing this? So let's go into this book. It's a pretty heavy book. This is why I'm telling you, man, you're dealing with spirits, family. These people, white and black, you're dealing with spirits. This is a book called The Encyclopedia of Freemasonry, Volume 1, 1954. I'm going to take you to a couple of definitions of this book, okay? Let me go fast real quick. Hold on. Oh, there it goes. Right. Okay, here it goes. The first one, Okay. From this school, we derive Gnosticism and Kabbalah, and above all, the system of symbolisms and allegory which lay at the foundation of Masonic philosophy. Gnosticism and Kabbalah. We're going to touch on Gnosticism pretty soon too. Because look, if anybody's ever told you they are a Gnosticist, or if you ever heard them say that they are, then guess what? They are. And y'all need to look up the word agnostic. If somebody ever told you they're an agnostic, guess what? You need to check their spirit to see what they're teaching you. Yeah, they may sound like they know what they're talking about, but are they really in the best interest for you? Or are they in the interest for themselves, or how good it feels? To the seaborn wild beast is similarly described. Therefore, let me see. What is this? Oh, this was just horse. That's okay. I'm good with that. Let me go back. I'm good. I'm trying to get to the actual certain words. I want to point out certain words. Okay. Ariel, in the demonology of the Kabbalah, the spirit of air, the guardian angel of innocence and purity, hence the Masonic synonym, a name applied to Jerusalem, a water spirit. Supposedly, in the Kabbalah. Watch this. It's going to get even more interesting. See a lot of these esoteric Kabbalistic signs. That's what something similar to what Matthews was doing, that BHI dude. Mystery schools, right? I think those guys are so good at wearing the aprons. You know, the purple church. And they even have one of the leaders even has a Libra. I don't know why. Well, I know he assumes that's what it is, but I know damn well it's not. Let's continue here real quick. All right, here we go. Gnostic, agnostic, has been employed to designate several sects that sprung up in eastern parts of Roman Empire about the time of the advent of Christianity. Although it is supposed that their principal doctrines have been taught centuries before in many of the cities of Asia Minor, the word agnosticism is derived from the Greek word gnosis. There's a lot of Kabbalah going on here. This is what it means to them. That's why when you read, in God we trust, which one? G-O-D, the initials of Gomer, Oz, and Dabar. It is a singular coincidence and worthy of thought that the letter composing the English name of deity should be the initials of the Hebrew words wisdom, strength, and beauty. The three great pillars. The three great pillars, huh? The three great pillars. Oh, man, stop doing that, bro. Just chill out. The three great pillars, or metaphorically supports of masonry. They seem to present almost the only reason that can reconcile a mason to the use of the initial G in its conspicuous suspension in the east of the lodge in the place of the delta. The incident seems to be more than an accident. God. So now you know when you say we trust in God, isn't this the same thing that ISUPK wears? I'm sorry, IUIC? Don't they also wear bracers too? Don't these guys also wear fringes? Why are you guys ignoring that? What spirit are they coming from to you? Now we're going to get deeper into this. Okay? This is Jacob. Have you guys ever heard of Jacob's Ladder, the movie? Hey, there you go, bro. What hell? Perfect, man. Ariel, water spirit, effeminate spirit. That's what it is, an effeminate spirit, which is relating to so-called wisdom, but it's an effeminate spirit. Jacob's Ladder. This is pretty interesting. Matter of fact, I'm slowing down for you if you guys want to take a picture of it. Thus, in the Persian mysteries of Mithra, there was a ladder of 7 rounds, the passage through them being symbols of the souls approaching to perfection. So Jacob's Ladder. Go watch that movie. You're going to find out what it means. Each of these caverns was the representative of a world or state of existence through which the soul was supposed to pass in the progress from the first world to the last, or the world of truth. Remember what he said? I will be a lying spirit. Doctrines of devils. The psychology. The psychology. The 7 levels. The 7 chakras. Jacob's ladder. Indian universe. See? Among the Kabbalists, the ladder was represented by the 10 Sephiroth, which commence from the bottom with the kingdom foundation. Oh, I'm going to show you real quick. I'm going to show you what that is. And you're going to be like, holy smoly. Yes. So Jehovah, remember that guy has that name, right? Okay. So it's in Hebrew, it consists of 4 letters. And hence it's called the tetragrammaton, or 4-letter name. And because it was forbidden to a Jew as a Mason as it is to a Mason to pronounce it, it is also called the ineffable. Ineffable. I can't even say that. Or unpronounced, I guess. Anyways, let's continue. I'm just gonna skip through all these. I highlighted some things. I'm trying to get to my point. Here we go. Kabbalah. What exactly is it? All right. So let's look at this. It derives its name of Kabbalah from its cubical form. Okay. It being 15 feet long, wide, and high. It has one aperture for light, which is a door in the east end. In the northeast corner, it's a black stone, religiously venerated by the Muslims, called the Black Stone of Kaaba. So Muslims, come on, bro. It says here, defines the Kabbalah to be a secret science. Hence, it demands a place in any general work of masonry. Let's continue. See Kabbalah. Oh, and I'm sorry. The one up. That's right. This one was Kaaba. Now it relates to Kabbalah. Now we're going to Kabbalah. The mystical philosophy or theosophy of the Jews is called Kabbalah.
Bruh.
For real, huh? So which one? Khazars or Sephardics? Well, we're going to separate them now. The word is derived from Hebrew, Kabbal, signifying to receive, because it is the doctrine received from the elders, supposedly. The oral traditions, they say. Supposedly Moses was initiated with this. Remember the scripture said, this is why I'm telling you, family. This is what I'm telling you. Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 36. It says here, the Lord shall bring thee and thy king, which thou hast set over thee, unto a nation, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known. And there thou shalt serve other gods, wood and stone. Verse 64. And we know we've been scattered, so shut up, you silly, uneducated fools. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people, from one end of the earth even unto another. And there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. Now we're going to get deeper into this. The Zohar means splendor. The Kabbalah is divided in 2 kinds, the practical and theoretical. I'm having a hard time reading today, man. The Kabbalah's teaching of emanation is best understood by an examination of the doctrine of the Sephiroth, the supreme being, the Ein Sof, they call it, the infinite one. These 10 emanations are the 10 Sephiroths. The first Sephiroth is called Cathar, the crown, because it occupies the highest position. This first Sephiroth contains within it the other 9, which sprang forth into the following order. The first, a male or an active potency, proceeded from it, and this, the second Sephiroth. It's called Chokmah, or wisdom. This sent forth the opposite female or passive potency named Binah, or intelligence. These 3 Sephiroths constitute the first triad. So that's 1, 2, and 3. And out of them proceed the other 7. From the junction wisdom, intelligence came the 4th Sephiroth, Chesed, or mercy. You see how it's actually naming them. So there's 10s of these things. Zoroaster's theosophy, Kabbalist theosophy from Zan. I mean, this is getting real deep. Or the tree of life. Kabbalah, let me read this. The division of the 10 Sephiroth in the tree triads was arranged in a form called by the Kabbalah tree, or the tree of life, as shown in the diagram in opposite page. In this diagram, the vertical arrangement of the Sephiroth is called pillars. Thus, the four Sephiroths in the center are called the middle pillars. What is he talking about? This right here. See, I did this right here. The moral world. There's 4 worlds, they also consider it. 4 worlds, 10 heads, or 10 understandings, and each one has 10 crowns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. These 10 Sephiroths constitute in their totality the Aslitic world, or the world emanation, and from it proceeded 3 other worlds. The 10 Sephiroths are collectively denominated the archetypal man, the microcosm, as the Greek philosophers called it, and each of them referred to a particular part of the body. Thus, the crown is the head, wisdom the brain, intelligence the heart, which was deemed the seat of understanding. These 3 represent the intellectual, and the first triad is called, therefore, intellectual world. The other one is mercy. These 3 represent the moral qualities, hence the second world, fourth world. Now, where am I going with all this? This is their foundations. This is their secret teachings. Now, they might come to you and tell you that I'm lying, but I don't believe so. As above, so below, right? Chem, meaning Kemetic, meaning Ham. The Egyptian deity Amun, in position metaphorically used in representation of Buddha, and by Hermetic philosophers, one hand towards heaven and the other towards nation. As above, so below. Wow, just some pictures. Which is why they call this the tree. See? As above, so below. Hermes Trismegistus had the same concept, I believe. So does Baphomet. As above, so below. There it goes right here. As above, so below. As above, so below, right? Egyptian deity Amun, in the position metaphorically used in representation of Buddha, and by the Hermetic philosophers, one hand towards heaven and the other towards nature. Heaven, nature. As above, so below. Now, when you talk about these spirits, let me see if I'm missing anything, and then I'm going to show you something real quick, and we're almost done. When we're talking about these spirits here, I think we should be done. Yeah, I still got some more to read, right? I got a while to finish. When we consider these things, okay, you have to wonder why, or what this means, or how come it says it like this. Revelation 13:1, and I stood upon the sand of the sea, and I saw a beast rise up out of the sea, waters, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and upon his horns 10 crowns, and upon his head the name of blasphemy, which is because of what this actual Sephiroth concept. Hopefully I didn't close it. Because you're talking about this right here. 10 heads. Read it again. I saw 7. Let me just kind of read to this part. Having 7 heads and 10 horns. Now, some people can say it's nations. You're probably right. I wrote it down too. These are the heads, right? Okay, so now let me go back to the 7 chakras here. The 7 levels, or remember what we were reading earlier? Jacob's ladder. Remember that? Okay, that's what I'm talking about, family. Jacob's ladder right here. The chakras, the 7 levels of understanding. This is what it's about. The 7 steps were the 7 steps were emblematical over the 7 worlds which constituted the Indian universe. The lowest was the earth, the second world of pre-existence, the third heaven, the fourth middle world, the intermediate region between the lower and the upper world, the fifth. All of that chakra concept, goes down. If you're in a lower level, you got to go into the pineal gland. Yeah, you got to do pineal gland. And if you do this and you do that, now you're going into alchemy. And I've heard GMS people talk about that too. No lie. Among the Kabbalists, the latter was represented by the 10 Sephiroths, which commencing from the bottom were the kingdom, foundation, splendor, firmness, beauty, justice, mercy, intelligence, wisdom, and the crown by which we arrive at the Ein Sof, or the infinite, or the tetragrammaton, which in the scriptures it says, once again, going back to it, it says, and I stood upon the sand of the sea, Revelation 13:1, and I saw a beast rise upon the sea, having 7 heads, 7 levels of understanding, 7 chakras. It's all that philosophy. 10 horns, the power behind it. This religion stuff, man, I'm telling you, family, when I started looking at the spiritual aspect of it, I started noticing these things. And upon his horns, 10 crowns. So each so-called level or thought is surrounded by a crown. And upon his head, the name of blasphemy, tetragrammaton, that's what they call it. They call this thing tetragrammaton right here. Hold on. Kabbalah? Okay. Let's see if I can just get it for you. I wasn't even planning on it, but maybe just do it now. Excuse me. Okay, so it goes up. So it's tetragrammaton. Let's see if I can find it. Oh no, I passed it already. Hold on, maybe I'll do it this way. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. So check this out. Bel is the contracted form of Baal and was worshipped by the Babylonians as their chief deity. The Greek and Romans so considered and translated the word by Zeus and Jupiter. It has with Jah and On being introduced into the royal arc system as the representative of the tetragrammaton. At the secession of General Chapter of the United States, 1871, this error was corrected, and while the tetragrammaton was declared to be the true omnific word, the other 3 were permitted to be retained as merely explanatory. Talk about the Almighty, El Shaddai, the name by which God was known to the patriarchs before he announced himself to Moses by his tetragrammatonic name of Jehovah. Tell me online. Adonai, tetragrammaton. So the name of the Most High to them is tetragrammaton. The burning bush, which came forth the tetragrammaton. Considered the what? The symbol of the divine light and truth. It says, out of this tree ye shall not eat. Masonic traditions inform us that the captive Jews were bound by the conquerors, blah, 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 blah. Let me get to the tetragrammaton part. I'm going to look into this further. Let me see. Hurry up. There's no definition for it? Ooh, interesting. Well, I guess I see. On the reverse is a blazing triangle with the tetragrammaton at the center as Samaritan letter. What are you talking about? The Knights of... Oh, man, yeah. Anyways, this is a pretty... I'll leave it for another day. But again, where are the origins from this books? Like, remember it says in Exodus, we were already doing this. And it said, when you go to that land, don't do those things that those people do. But yet, like I called out what their people are from, to me, their spirit moves like Canaan. And yet, Wisdom of Solomon 3:5 says, for it was thy will to destroy by the hands of our fathers both those old inhabitants of thy holy land, who was in the land, Canaan, whom thou hated for doing most odious works of witchcraft and wicked sacrifices, Amorites, all of that stuff. What do we see? They go back to it again. They're going back to it again. Whom thou hated for doing most odious works of witchcraft and wicked sacrifices, and also these merciless murders of children, and the devours of man's flesh, in the feast of blood, with their priests out of the midst of their idolatrous crew, and the parents that kill with their own hands souls destitute of help, meaning giving to the fire, or what we would consider today as abortion. So when you look back and start seeing who is really, or why are you doing this? Why are you teaching it? And how come, they got so much understanding? Well, makes you wonder why now, huh? Makes you wonder why now, doesn't it? I think I read this already, but I'll read it again in case I forgot. Isaiah 8:19, it says there, and when they shall say unto you, seek unto them that have familiar spirits, and unto wizards that peep, and that mutter, should not a people seek unto their God for the living of the dead? Did not show you the book that I was talking about? What were these guys doing? Check it out. I'll show you again, man. Show you again real quick. Let me see. We'll do files. This one. Remember this book? Who's doing incantations? Who's doing incantations? Who's doing Kabbalah stuff? Who's writing from the 6 or 7 books of Moses, meaning the secret so-called, I don't even want to talk about that one. That's nuts. I saw it already. Kabbalist science and the hidden theology of Black Judaism. This is their root. And scripturally speaking, now we need to know. And when they shall say unto you, Isaiah 8:19, seek unto them that have familiar spirits, and unto wizards that peep and that mutter. Well, here we see that these people were doing incantations. The Falasha fathers, Matthew over here, Mr. BHI, father of Jake the Snake. I'm kidding, not the father, but the father in the doctrine in a sense. Black Judaism. I'm not lying, family. So you have to understand what kind of spirit you're dealing with. So are you really interested and inclined to deal with people that have been dealing with familiar spirits? Once you request this info, you think those spirits are going to leave you? It's like playing a Ouija board, bro. I've never played it. I'm too afraid of that crap. I don't know if it's real, but I'm not interested to know. But once you open that door, it's over. Leviticus 19:31, regard not them that have familiar spirits, neither seek after wizards. Regard not them. Yeah, they look like they know what they're talking about. But then when you see the history, whoa. Nah, I'm not interested in doing what you're doing. Regard not them that have familiar spirits, neither seek after wizards to be defiled by them. I am the Lord your God. So then, these BHIs have something to answer because they reverend this guy. Nate the Snake was defending this guy. Are we going to ignore that now? That doesn't matter? Or are we going to be respectful to the people? Oh, no. You know what? Study to show yourselves approved unto Nate, unto GMS, unto General Yohana, unto, I don't know, whatever stupid camp you guys follow. What, Sakari's, the gorilla looking fool? That guy. Show yourselves approved unto him. Too afraid to walk on your own. And the soul that turneth after such has had familiar spirits and after wizards to go a whoring after them. I will even set my face against that soul and will cut him off from among his people. So I'm showing you where this concept comes from. That you can't have one without the other. The origin is important of what these people have been talking about. Deuteronomy 18 and 11. What a coincidence, because I wasn't intending to go to this other verse in here, but I'll see it later. It says here, there shall not be found among you anyone that maketh his son or daughter to pass through the fire, or that useth divination or enchantments What do you mean? Two amulets shed light on Matthew's esoteric theology, part of the secret knowledge at the heart of black Israelite belief?
Who are you?
Two amulets shed light on Matthew's esoteric theology, part of the secret knowledge at the heart of his black Israelite belief. You're going to deny that now? Again. Or that uses divination, or an observer of times, or an enchanter, or a witch, or a charmer, or a consulter with familiar spirits that will bring that psychology to destroyers, or a wizard, or a necromancer. For all that do this are an abomination unto the Lord. And because of these abominations, the Lord thy God doth drive them out from before thee. Well, I find it so ironic. I'm not going to lie to you, because I just put that verse and that was it. I was going to move on. But guess what? The spirit, thank you, Father. I'm going to prove this to you right now. Deuteronomy in the same book. Right? So that means that some of these prophets are you'll see. It says here, abominable practices. Don't do them. And then it follows up with the prophets. So how do we know which guys are actually coming from this abominable practice? Wicked enchantments, you know what I'm saying? I guess you could say devil worshiping, right? Stuff like that. The two amulets shed light on Matthew's esoteric theology, part of the secret knowledge at the heart of his black Israelite belief. Black Israelite belief. It says here, Deuteronomy 18 and 18. I'm sorry, 18 and 20. But the prophet, which shall presume to speak a word in my name, which I have not commanded him to speak, or that shall speak in the name of other gods, even that prophet shall die. And if thou say in thy heart, how shall we know that word? How shall we know the word which the Lord has not spoken? He said, when a prophet speaketh in the name of the Lord, if the thing follow not, nor come to pass, that is the thing which the Lord had not spoken. They said the world was going to end in 2000. That's their doctrine. And all of a sudden, you guys forgot. And then they pushed it to I don't know what year, then 2018, then 2019. And you're still there. Well, you deserve to be there. Because just like in Samuel, I'm not going to read it. 1 Samuel 28, I won't read it. I'll just show you real quick. Here in this chapter, you're seeing that Saul in the medium of Ender. He goes to this woman to kind of help him with familiar spirits, because some people will deal with it. And these spirits will tell the future, can give you some hints. They will do it. So be mindful. Be mindful. This is extremely important. You're in the most important times of your life, man. That's what it says. Gird up your loins. 1 John 4 and 1. Behold, believe not every spirit, but try the spirits, whether they are of God, because many false prophets are gone out into the world. You see this? You see this? Deuteronomy 13 gave us that example at the beginning. I believe it's Deuteronomy. Damn, I can't even talk to them, man. Deuteronomy 13, bro. Deuteronomy 13. Stop it. If there rise among you a prophet or a dreamer of dreams, and giveth thee a sign or a wonder, and the sign or wonder come to pass, whereof he spake unto thee, saying, let us go after other gods, which thou hast not known, let us serve them. Thou shalt not hearken unto the words of that prophet or that dreamer of dreams. Oh, I had a dream, the 12-trade chart. Or what somebody told me. I had a dream that I saw Jesus and he was black, so I believe it now. For the Lord your God proveth you to know whether you love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul. It says it right here. I'll give you another one. Just very simple. And then I think maybe I'm done. I think I've proven enough for it today. Proverbs 14 and 15. Watch this real quick. It says here, a wise man feareth and departeth from evil, but the fool rageth in... I'm sorry. 14, 15. It says here, the simple believeth every word, but the prudent man looketh well to his going. You see, family? Believe not every spirit. Try it. A simple man believeth every word. Oh, you're right, Ak. But the prudent man looketh well on his going. Like, you know what? Let me check that. Just like the brother would give me some of these books. I was like, bro, listen, you're not off. So let me see if I can precept them with the original that I got. And lo and behold, I found even more things. Jeremiah 5:31. Okay, it says here, just kind of giving you, try the spirit. Jeremiah 5:31. Okay, it says the prophets prophesy falsely, and the priests bear rule by their means, and my people love to have it so. And what will ye do in their end? You see, this is kind of like the opposite end. Like, instead of being prudent about your walk, no, I don't care. You're good, man. I love what you're saying, man. It makes me feel good. Yeah. F them people. No. I want lots of women. No. I want revenge. Oh, I just want the kingdom. I want to have a lot of things. Jeremiah 29:8. For thus say the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, let not your prophets or your diviners that be in the midst of you deceive you. Watch your path. Neither hearken to your dreams, which ye cause me to be dreaming. Oh, the 12th chart, I saw it in my mind, and you know what I mean? I dreamed of it. And Judah, they're the ones, and Issachars are Mexicans. Shut your ass up, bro. Believe me, bro. Listen, come on, family. Stop waking up, man. Where is the origin of BHI? Just like where's the origin of Christianity? I'm sorry. Or where's the origin of these Old Testament keepers? Or these agnostics? Yeah, I'm talking to you. If the shoe fits, bro, put it on because you said it. We heard you. It's national. It's never forgotten. For they prophesy falsely unto you in my name. I have not sent them, saith the Lord. Jeremiah 23:32. 23:32. Let me read it real quick. It says here, behold, I am against them that prophesy false dreams, that say the Lord, and do tell them, oh, I had a dream the other day, man, and I saw Yahushua, and I mean, I looked upon him, and man, he was black, bro, and oh my God, he had woolly hair, and he was so bright, and God knows what really is in your mind. And do tell them and cause my people to err by their lies and by their likeness. Basically saying, no sean pendejos. By their likeness. It says, it says, and do tell them and cause my people to err by their lies and by their likeness, by the simple mind. Yet I sent them not, nor commanded them. Therefore shall not profit this people at all, saith the Lord. It's not hard to comprehend. It's all written right here in stone. I'll give you one more. Romans 16:18, right? Check this out. Romans 16:18 real quick. It says here, for they that are such serve not our Lord, the Meshiach, or Meshiacha, but their own belly. What makes them feel good by good words and fair speeches deceive the hearts of the simple. Confusion, different spirits. You guys are watching people on channels, different doctrines. They're all different doctrines teaching you guys the same crap. Same things happened 2 years ago. The same thing happened 4 years prior to that. The proof is in the pudding, man. So I don't know, I mean, again, I think I've given you guys some books here to show you guys. I think I gave you the names of them. I know I didn't provide some links at all, but at least I was trying to be as thorough as I could. Let me see if I'm missing anything else, and then I guess we'll call it a day, man. Let's see. There was one thing. Oh, so sorcery. So now, remember, BHI Christianity. Okay, here we go. This is why it's important to understand the scene in the upper room, and we'll end it with this. After Mary's death, many legends grew up around her name, but none of them are trustworthy. The craze for further particulars about her was partly satisfied by the writers of apocryphal gospel. So you dummies that are worshiping the Queen of Heaven, the Virgin Mary, La Virgen Maria, you're getting it the same way. There is no direct evidence of prayer being offered to Mary during the first 4 centuries. Augustine was among the earliest of the church fathers who thought it possible that she had never committed actual sins, although he agreed that she shared the common corruption of humanity. This led eventually to the promulgation by the Pope of the dogma in the Immaculate Conception of Mary in 1854. So in 1854 is when they're talking about the Immaculate Conception of the Virgin Mary. So prior to that, what do you think they were believing? There you go. About the middle of the 5th century, some Christian leaders, wishing to exalt her, began to vie with one another, inventing new phrases in her honor. With the development of the idea that the celibate and virgin state is morally superior to the married state, it was suggested that she was a perpetual virgin, and that the brothers and sisters of Jesus mentioned in the Bible were not her children at all, but were either Joseph's children by prior marriage or were the cousins of Jesus. In 1950, the Pope declared the dogma of the Assumption of Mary. That is, Mary's body did not decompose in the grave, but was reunited with God to her soul soon after she died. Roman Catholic theologians now openly refer to Mary as the co-creator and the co-redemptrix of the race. None of these post-apostolic developments have any support in Scripture. Bam. Here we go.
Gotcha, bitch.
Yep, that's it. All right, family. That's been a long time, man. So appreciate you guys being here. I'm gonna call it a day. I'm gonna do one song maybe, and that's about it. Okay. My apologies for the reading. It was horrible, man. But I don't know. I was kind of a little bit sick this past week. Got my energy back a little bit. I had a little fever, some cough, so maybe that's why. Give me a second. Okay. I'm only going to play this song real quick, and it's because I play it several times, but it's just I really like the message of that kid, man. He talks about that we're supposed to accept the causes how they come, and he actually changed his life for the benefit of, I guess, the people. You know what I'm saying? So anyways, you guys have a good night, and saludos. Hasta luego.
Miras a otro lado, los fantasmas del pasado no se detendrán hasta verte derrumbado. Peores lo hemos pasado. Andaba a golpes con la tristeza, me aportó riqueza, me otorgó sabiduría, pues se dibujaba en todas mis piezas. Yo con alegría le daba color después. La aguja sigue girando, tiempo parece burlar de mí. Dijo que sanaría esperando, pero creo que la espina aún sigue ahí. Con los dedos lo voy palpando. Cierro los puños, escapa de aquí. Agonizando, no me espera el tiempo, no voy a esperar por ti. Nuestras huellas en la orilla se han borrado por la marea. Si esas estrellas ya no brillan, las entiendo pa' que veas. Sea donde sea, bajo la tormenta o dentro de la odisea, donde arañas cubren el cielo de tela, los aviones nadan y los barcos vuelan. Hey, aunque parezca que va bien, no sabes bien si va mal. Besos que pueden doler, ojos que pueden matar. Tengo mi alma en el almacén encerrada, mi corazón está en huelga, mis sentimientos en ámbar. Gente, Calamala dijo que estaría presente. Fallaron como nunca, se fueron para siempre. Millones de razones para vengarme, pero a veces duele más actuar indiferente. Como no quieren ver ahogados, tenemos branquias y cerrados los bronquios como la mente de un guardia. Yo soy la montaña y vine con la cordillera. Más cojones que tu ganga tiene una madre soltera. Tú cúbrete si suena mi tu. A mí la tengo soldado fumando de su palulú. Ni un conjuro de grimorio me lo salva del velorio. Pa' tener pila valorio. Se matan vestidos de emporio. Yo no quiero una pistola, estoy soñando que la vida que quería me llega a tiempo. Desde que yo la vi sola, loco ando. Vino a verme cuando el sol se estaba poniendo y se dejó una pluma y se perdió en la bruma. Nunca se despidió de mí, ey. Nunca se despidió de mí, ey.
Vivo en un mundo que parece roto y sé que no, porque todo es perfecto y lo debo plasmar. Me fumo un trócolo tras otro y lo veo todo otro color. Me siento libre porque vuelvo a conectar. Mi gente sufre y no lo puedo evitar, más que dándole consejos siempre desde la humildad. Es su camino hacia la fraternidad. Solo puedo que enseñarles a respetar y amar. Con esta bendición, como no voy a aprovechar los códigos que llegan, los tenemos que aceptar. Si me reencarné fue para ayudar y no para malgastar mi tiempo en beneficio del mal. En la unión nace la fuerza y eso nos hace juntar las ganas que siempre tuvimos para iluminar a la gente que se le ocurra y la malla armonizar. Vinimos para dar fuego a la que no nos va a quemar.
Arda y por dentro la llama, no puedo contener la ras. Churruscao el corazón, el armazón no puede llegar a pesarme más. Si abro la boca, tu tumba al suelo, me muelo a diario y sobrado de gas. Escupo ristas perfectas, paladas de versos eternos, no mueren jamás. Cuando acabe mi condena, me vi muy solo y perdido. Cada vez más negra la flema, más elegante el problema, pero planté cara a todos mis enemigos. Recuperé las ganas, las fuerzas y el garbo. Dedico requienes a mis diablos, que aquí estoy vivo de milagro. Delicadas flores crecieron entre los cardos. Me dicen vienes más delgado que de costumbre. Será de tanto que he bailado en el alambre, que a tanta pena es mejor no ponerle nombre. Llevamos la música en vena, nuestra sangre.
El autor viene a decirnos con mucha firmeza y gran convencimiento lo mismo que nos decía en el siglo XVIII.
Ical, hijo, abre los ojos. Tu cuerpo se queda con nosotros, pero tu espíritu debe seguir. Busca la luz. Aléjate de las sombras. Deja que nuestro dolor sea tu fuerza. Desde aquí iluminamos tu camino. Ical, hijo, abre los ojos. Tu cuerpo se queda con nosotros, pero tu espíritu debe seguir. Busca la luz. Aléjate de las sombras. Deja que nuestro dolor sea tu fuerza. Desde aquí iluminamos tu camino. Lucha como nosotros ante esta pena tan grande. Yo soy tú. Tú eres yo. La muerte que hoy nos separa, mañana volverá a unirnos. Eres libre, hijo.